history of the original culture of India dates all the way back to 2500 BC, the time of the Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, lasted from approximately 2500 BC to 1700 BCE. Bronze Age was a very rich time for India. The Indus Valley Civilization was a very well-developed region. They had a very unique yet also very similar way of living, cultures, and traditions as a modern Indian culture. Practiced a polytheistic religion, meaning they believed in and worshipped more than one god. Their religion was made up of mainly Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. It gave us many different skills such as trading, farming, brickmaking, and worked with a lot of metals like copper, bronze, lead, and tin. They were very reliant on trade. They would trade with many different empires and civilizations like China and Persia. They traded items like different colored gemstones, gold, pots, silver, beads, seashells, pearls, and etc. They were close to the shore and easy to reach. The first people who came to India were the Iranians. By 1700 BC, the Indus Valley came to an end because of floods and conquest. This was the start of the Vedic period. They had a similar culture to the Indus. This was a less developed nation compared to the Indus. They still had things that the Europeans didn't though, like skills, spices, and cloth. 600 BC, the Persian king Cyrus conquered great parts of Pakistan. The Vedic period came to an end and the ancient Indians were at peace until the Chinese came. Chinese explorer Fa Hien introduced Buddhism and Jainism. 1761 AD, the very first Muslim approach to India was by Muhammad bin Qasim. 1288 AD, European merchant Marco Polo traveled the Silk Road to trade for good fortune.
During the 1700s, a joint stock company called the British East India Company was chartered by Queen Elizabeth I of England. The British East India Company successfully used divide and conquer tactics to increase their control over entire regions of the Indian subcontinent. The company's main objective was to make a profit for shareholders by using the natural resources and gaining access to the markets in India. When the British took over India with the help of Indian soldiers, they treated the Indian soldiers really badly. The people of India were also traded as slaves to other British colonies. There was also a discriminatory attitude towards the Indians. The British didn't care about the Indian people's religion or beliefs, so they used pig fat for their bullets even though they knew that the Indian soldiers' religion prevented them from doing that. The Indians were forced to grow cotton instead of growing crops like rice to feed their family. Many Indians died as a result of famine. This impacted the identity of the people because they were forced to go against their religion. Under British rule, native customs such as sati, the ritual suicide of a wife after her husband's death, were banned. The British built schools and railroads, and missionaries spread Christianity. The indigenous people were treated as servants, which changed their lives more than their identity because they had a new life different from what they had wanted it to be.
Migration from India was mainly caused because people wanted to move out to places like Canada and get jobs and education and better futures for them and their children. This was mainly caused because of the damage the British East Indian Company have caused on the past economy. When Pakistan and India parted into two separate countries, there were fights on who gets to keep the land called Kashmir, which is right between them. Now, till this day, faces many problems. The British culture was more dominant than the Indian culture. A lot of acculturation and assimilation started happening. Still to this day, many people of modern India follow the Western culture more than their own. Teach the English language as a subject at schools. Many people wear clothes like t-shirts and sweats on a daily basis rather than regular Indian dresses. Many people also eat more food like pizza and burgers rather than eating Indian food. Many people in India keep up with Hollywood and listen to music and watch shows and videos that are American.
In today's world, the country is called India. During the British Raj, the name Hindustan was also used along with India, but is no longer the official name for this country. India has a very unique culture with languages, religions, dance, food, music, architecture, etc. And this culture has been inspired by the civilization that is thousands of years old.